I'm Corey with Delta Kits, and today we coming to you with another episode of the Wisecrack, and we taking it down to the Lone Star State. I got a special guest with me. I got the one and only Kithany. How you doing today?
I'm good this morning. How are you?
I can't complain. Another day in paradise, and living the dream. So I'll be mindful of your time since I know you got a busy work day. So got a couple of questions for you, and I'm gonna just start out. What year did you get started in the auto glass industry?
So I've been in it since about 2010, right before my daughter was born. I kind of married into the industry.
Okay.
My husband was a technician, and I started out there working at a small shop in Dallas. And I learned how to do rock chips. I learned how to do like all the flat glass, all the ins and downs, making chop top windshield. A lot of classic stuff we did there. Don't really do much of that now. But that's where I got my start. I was working at that shop when I was putting myself through beauty school, and so I learned a lot and then came back to this industry, obviously.
There you go. So yeah, so that's good learning everything and all of that, right? So with learning all the different things, like I know you skilled and can do all types of stuff because I follow you on social media and see all the different things you always posting and talking about. Can you kind of run me through what like a day is for you? Like what's the normal like day, or how does the day start and how does the day end? Because I know it can probably get hectic for you.
So now I kind of am in a different position than what I was in a couple of months ago. I was running a shop full time and now I'm assisting other managers. So normal day for me, I get up about 6. I get on leads that come through overnight and I
Mhm.
start quoting those and I get those out that way before the other competitors get a chance to quote those leads overnight and get their quotes out. I try and get an early start on it, right? So I get those out, take my kids to school, come back. I plan my route for the day. I figure out, okay, what do I want to hit? Do I want to hit pool companies today?
Mhm.
Do I want to hit lawn companies? What do I want to do? Do I want to touch on, commercial accounts that we already have and go revisit those and let them know, we're grateful for the business? It just depends on what my day looks like, what I have planned for that day. Some days I'll fill in for managers at other locations. Some days I go out and I'll go do mobile rock chips for some of my commercial accounts. So I've got my hand in a little bit of all of it. I'm a manager, I'm a technician, I'm a sales rep, a little bit of everything.
All right, so cool. I got a question for you, right? So you said that you get up, you start quoting the leads, right? So you get hit with this probably daily, if not multiple times a day. Price, cheap, and people want it. So cheaper isn't always better. So how do you handle that in your market when price is all people see?
The main thing I like to tell people is that when you're picking a glass company, you want to pick a company that has a storefront for the simple fact that you've got guys here in Dallas Fort Worth that do glass out of the back of their truck, and no hate on that. But when you're doing a windshield and you go take it to the car wash and it leaks the next day, you call this guy that's working out of the back of his truck and he's not answering your phone, he's blocking your number, he has no storefront for you to go to. So when that time comes and you call me, you're gonna have to pay again because there's no warranty. I don't warranty anything that I don't do, obviously. So with that being said, I always tell people, you want to go to a reputable company, you want to go to a company that has good reviews. Price is a factor in it.
Mhm.
What you pay for is what you get. And
Mhm.
so with that being said, do you want a warranty that you're gonna be able to get taken care of? That's a lifetime warranty with us. You can always come back to us. We're not gonna turn you away. And so with that being said, price always matters. You want cheap, you're gonna get cheap. If you want quality work, you're gonna have to pay for it.
Nah, that makes sense. So I got something for you. I'm coining this as your motto, right? Because you say this all the time. You always
Yeah.
give thanks to God, regardless if it's a good day or a bad day. So like, what helps you maintain that focus and stay grounded and always have gratitude?
So there's days where I used to get discouraged, right? There's days where I would go out and I wouldn't get anything. I would get, there would be, just for instance, last week I went out, I did a sales call to, it was a dealership here. And it was a dealership that we used to do the work for, but they wanted somebody else cheaper, right? So I go back and I try and get this account back. And I went up to the service manager's desk and where they told me to go. And I asked the guy, hey, are you the service manager? And he says, no, it's him. And he points to a service advisor at the desk, right?
Mhm.
So I go and I pitch him, and I knew the whole time he wasn't who I was supposed to be talking to. He was pulling my chain, right?
Right.
I deal with it with grace. I pitch him, give him my stuff, but I felt some type of way. I walked out of there feeling some type of way. But you're planting a seed, and this is what my boss always tells me, and he's a very wise man, and he tells me we're planting seeds. We go and plant these seeds, and then we go back and we water them. And sometimes they grow and they turn into big accounts, and sometimes they don't. But you can't get discouraged by one sales call. You can't get discouraged by one no. And I think of all the times that I didn't have any commercial accounts, and then I look back at all the commercial accounts that I do have now and that I'm grateful for. And I look back at times when I didn't have a job, I didn't have a good company to work for. I
Mhm.
work for an amazing company that, is a he's a God-fearing Christian man. He leads by that, and that sets the tone for our company. And so that's one thing that led me to this company. But with that being said, I always put my higher power first with everything I do. I pray every morning, lead me in the right direction of where you want me to go, put me in the place, the people that I need to talk to. Um, I pray and talk to God all day on the road, all day, and He leads me where I need to go.
Nah, there you go. You gotta keep God first, and I always tell people God is good, and all the time God is good. So that's what it is. And going that route. So keeping it moving. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. So a couple more questions before I get you out of here. Um, Talking about a closed mouth don't get fed, right? So, you know, tell me this story. I saw you was talking about it and posting it. A warranty company comes out to do some work at your house, right?
Yeah.
How did you transition that conversation into landing an account?
So anytime you're dealing with anybody that's got a fleet vehicle and you see them pull up to your house, I'll be at a gas station, I'll be pumping gas, and I'll see a fleet vehicle. Go to heavy populated areas during the day, and at lunchtime, breakfast time, all the trucks are there, right? So anytime I come into somebody that has a fleet vehicle, I'm going to pitch them. Whether they come to my house to do a warranty, he comes here, I make a relationship with him. Hey, we do glass. Yeah, what company do you work at? I tell him where I work at. Love to see if I can get your business. Who's your fleet manager? They know who their fleet manager's name is. They know they have his contact. They can give it to you. Okay. So not only that, I'm over in our Plano shop yesterday. Two sales guys come in. They're selling
Mm.
mobile oil change services, right?
Right,
Brand new company. Well, I turn it into a sales call. I turn their sales call into a sales call for me, right? You're going to pitch
right.
me. I'm going to pitch you while you're here. And so he's going to send me some information today. We're going to get him set up with a commercial account. Just like that. You're scared to speak and you're scared to say anything. Well, you're not going to get anything. If you just stand there waiting for accounts to come to you, they're not going to come to you. You have to go chase them. You have to go get them. You have to put effort into it. And so with that being said, you can't be timid. You have to speak up and you have to talk to people and you have to have that bubbly personality to get out there and strike
Yep.
up a conversation. It's easy for me. I'm an outgoing person. I love talking to people. It's not hard for me.
Nah, that makes sense. A closed mouth don't get fed, and you just never know it will go. And I always tell people even when you're riding and you see those cars that say "How's my driving?" and they got a phone number, write that phone number down. They clearly got a fleet of vehicles, and that's an opportunity. And I always tell people that no doesn't mean no. No just means next opportunity. You know what I mean? Keep it
Yeah.
moving. And kind of like you said, when you get rejected, that just means no, not no today, but always circle back because you never know where an account may go. They might not choose you this month, and you follow up end of the year. Hey, how'd that work out for you? Oh, now you got opportunity. Now you got an account, and you just never know it can go. And always first impression, last impression, and keep putting your best foot forward and follow up because a lot of people that get an account and they never follow up. And so that's our job, kind of like you say, like game planning for the day. Like, who am I going to talk to? Who am I just going to check in with and stay relevant with just by letting you know I'm out here, what we doing, and we're here to help you. So, yeah, that was a very, very good way to always transition the conversation to where you wanted to go and have the goal in mind of what are you trying to achieve from talking to this customer or whoever it may well be.
Definitely. And always look for the numbers on the back of the trucks. When you see that truck number is like 25 and up, 50 and up, 100 and up, truck number 150, those are the ones you want to go for. Those are
Nah,
the ones
that's
that
a
have
good
big.
tip because I never thought about that. But they are
Yeah,
numbered, so you can kind of get
they're
a feel
numbered.
for how many they got in the fleet
Yeah.
from that. So yeah, so that shout out, you giving good game to people out there.
Giving you all my secrets away.
Yeah, and so giving some more secrets and tips right here. What kind of tips can you give to somebody when it comes to sales? Because like I always tell people, if you can't sell the job, you can't do the job. So if you had like just talking to me like I was a newbie in the industry, what kind of tips would you give me from like your time of being in the industry?
So main thing is when I go in, I don't ever bash another company, right? If
Right.
I know they're working with a company and I know it's a bad company, I know they do bad work, I'm not going to bash them. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. I'm just going to say, hey, look, when the time comes, maybe there's going to be an issue. Maybe you need some help on one. Maybe they can't take care of one for you.
Mhm.
Call me on that one. Let me help you. And so I plant that seed. With that being said, my thing as a sales rep is every day when I'm driving and I see fleet vehicles, I'll write them down. If I see a new company that I haven't heard of, I write them down.
Mhm,
And then on days where, I can't think of any places to go, I'll look at that list. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go here, here, and here.
mhm,
But mainly what I do is I look for big fleets. Whenever I'm driving around, some days I'll just drive around. Some days I'll say, okay, I'm going to go hit this area and I'll go look. Sometimes they'll only have 3 or 4 fleets and I'll get them. Sometimes they'll have several fleets and I'll get them. There was one account that we worked on for almost 10 months. It took me 10 months to get this account, but it's
mhm.
the best account I ever had, right?
Right.
It was such a good account. And with that being said, billing was easy. Everything went through, a certain fleet management company, and so it was really easy. But the insurance through that account, it had to be a certain verbiage on the insurance, right? And so
Right.
it took months and months and months. And just don't give up. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, and just keep going back in and showing your face. Keep going back. Hey, just coming back by to stop by, drop some information off, see how you guys are doing. Bring them some koozies. I always take notepads, a pen, a business card, a magnet, and a trifold,
Mhm.
and flashlights, koozies. Hey, I'm just here to drop some swag off. Just wanted to introduce myself. I'm in the area. I tell them a little bit about our company. And, then when I get back to the house that day, I take all my business cards and I email everybody.
Yeah.
ChatGPT, Google Gemini are going to be your best friends. I go in there and tell them, hey, give me an email to an account that I just left, this specific account. And it gives me everything I need. I copy and paste it, copy and paste it. Follow ups are key though. If you don't follow up, you're just setting something on somebody's desk. You may get 1 or 2 accounts like that. I've dropped
Mhm,
stuff off and then before I even get 30 minutes down the road, they call, "Hey, a girl just left here. We want to schedule a job."
mhm.
Sometimes it works like that,
Yeah.
sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, now those are very good tips. And appreciate you for that. And then last question before I get you out of here. When it comes to rock tips, like, all right, so we middle way through the month or almost middle of the month right now. How many do you keep track of like how many rock tips you've done this far this month, or do you know how many you did last month?
Man, I know every Friday I do about 15 within about 2 hours at one location. So, I
Okay.
have a company that they only want me to come over there, they only prefer me. So, I go over there every Friday and I do their lot, and you see, I got my kit right here, and it's my Delta kit. I got
Yep.
both my Delta kits in here. That's just what I do. I prefer not to do chips because here's the thing. You're in Texas, it's the middle of summer. If I go out and I go and I'm hanging off the side of a freight liner doing a chip, standing on the tire, sweating, I can't go out and do sales calls after that. It's
Right.
kind of it's hard. So I've turned that over to the guys, except for
Mhm.
just one specific account. I go out and I handle them, and those are the only ones that I do really.
Yeah, now you be crushing. I see all the photos you post. You got the bridge in one, you got the cure light on one. So
It's a
appreciate you for
challenge. It's a challenge inside, and I got that thing that holds the light, but I'm
yeah.
like, I don't ever. I'm like, I just like to stand there and hold it, and
Yeah,
it's just
nah,
easy.
I
That's
see
just
you when you holding. I
easy.
saw the light. It's because I'm the same way. It's like the mount to put it on there, then to put it on there. You like, man, it cures so
And then I'm
fast.
afraid it's
I
gonna
could just hold it.
fall and then hit the car or something, so let me just hold it. It's just
Yeah,
basics, back to
nah.
basics.
Well, I appreciate you for all the tips and just getting to talk to other people, letting other people know like what it's like being in the auto glass industry, how you got your start, and how it's a very lucrative industry to get into, and some tips to actually help people whether you're a seasoned vet and which you're in the auto glass industry or new to the industry. So I appreciate you for your time and keep crushing it and good luck with the account this Friday. Hopefully, it's 15 more repairs out there waiting on you.
Thanks, Corey. Definitely appreciate it.
All right, no problem. Thank you.